All right, welcome back to Kiona TV, the one, the only. I am Leslie Phiri, and you are still watching the new Donna on channel 398 on Azam TV, and of course we are on digital terrestrial television on channel 803. So last week Bulawayo was reverberating as the arts industry, the arts sector literally took over the city with the Intwasa Arts Festival, where Bulawayo are literally hogging the limelight. But as you know that Bulawayo is the home of arts and culture, we don't stop talking about culture, and I'm joined in the studio by one artist, Loveness Aweza, to come and talk about her spiritual journey, her musical journey, her artistic journey, and it is quite an interesting one. Welcome to the studio, Loveness.
Thank you.
All right, so can you kindly tell us and the viewers while watching at our home, who is Loveness Aweza?
Loveness Aweza is just a regular being, like everyone else. But I'm a Zimbabwean child of Zimbabwe. I'm an African child who grew up here, and then 21 years ago I moved to the United States of America, and I'm back home to regroup myself and reground and rebuild myself and plant my roots deep down back again to my motherland.
All right, tell us about your journey before you left Zimbabwe. You left Zimbabwe 21 years ago. How did the journey start here at home?
The journey of moving, or the journey of
the journey of your arts journey, per se.
I would say I grew up in a household of musicians and dancers, did traditional stuff, consulting with the spirit, all that kind of stuff that was confusing. But then in primary school I went to a choir. I was in a school choir, and then in church I was in a church choir. And then later on I joined Amakosi Theatre and trained as an artist, performing, script writing, directing, choreography, you name all the things that Konti Mhlanga was teaching his students. And I became one of those lucky ones to be able to be taught for free all the things that the universities around the world are teaching. And so I became a professional artist and was able to produce my own work. Starting with my own albums, music albums, Tovera, Brooms, and Mvura, and some dance productions as well. The one big dance production that I produced before I left Zimbabwe was called Brooms. Brooms was one of those shows that was showing the strength of a woman. We used the brooms, of course. And later on, after I moved, I understand a women's organization that was led by Jen Williams started using the brooms, protesting around the street, saying something about the strength of women using the brooms. So I know it did create some impact in the community, and I'm grateful that was able to be understood and be used.
Okay, you spoke about working with Konti Mhlanga, and as you may know, he is one of the founders of Kiona TV. Take us through your experience working with Konti Mhlanga.
Konti Mhlanga was, I still say he is. I know he's he's gone, but I believe his spirit still stays with us. He is an amazing being. He took most of us from nothing to something. He trained us to be able to have confidence of who we are and the gifts that we have that we didn't even know we had. And I didn't know I would be able to be an actor someday and be able to travel around the world someday. When I joined Amakosi, I just wanted karate. I had seen a movie at the theater, Rainbow, called No Retreat, No Surrender there was an American woman called Cynthia Rothrock. So when I saw Cynthia Rothrock kick some man, I was like, I want to do that. So I went and joined Amakosi Theatre for karate, and only to discover that during the day they were doing more than karate. So I started training with Kont. He was an amazing person. The way he trained us, there was no like, oh, you don't want to do that today? Okay, you can rest. No, he made sure he gave us what we needed, what was needed for us to be
All right.
where we are and what we are.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Great. Now let's talk about your arrival in the U.S. Tell me about the appreciation of art, African art per se, in the U.S.
I would say it was really, I was welcome in a very big way. When I arrived in the city, the first thing I did was to start working with the youth, with the kids, because I love kids. I started working with the kids in the neighborhood, and I'll use my basement as the studio and bring on the kids. Come on, hey, I see a parent, I say, bring your own children.
Which state was this?
What is that?
Which state?
Oregon State.
Oh, Oregon. All
That's
right.
where Thomas Manfumo lives.
Oh, great.
We're neighbors.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we work together.
Oh, great. Lovely.
We do, yeah. So yeah, then after working with the kids and started applying for funds to support what I was doing, it was all just beautifully supported. And also when it comes to the Zimbabwean music, Dumi Maraire had already introduced Zimbabwean music in the States. I think he arrived in the 60s. And so when you talk of Zimbabwean music, America is vibrating with Zimbabwean music. One day I was walking on the street and I hear this music. I was running because the state where we are, it's mostly white people. So I was running. My gosh, there's a Zimbabwean playing band. When I arrived, there was no black person. It was all white people playing marimba and bira. And that's when I knew there was something for me. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Now, before we get into what you are currently working on, let's talk about your journey and your music. What makes your music, your art, peculiar? What makes it unique?
If you look at my my old work, the things I began with, I talk about what I'm going through and what I'm experiencing. Isn't that's what art is? We either create something new from nothing, or we portray what's happening around us. So I was portraying a lot of suffering, a lot of pain, a lot of showing just that there is hopelessness here, but it's more about prayer for me. I'll always pray to God. I'm using traditional stuff whereby people start to say, what's going on with you? How can you say it's a prayer when you're talking about traditional and playing the traditional music instruments? I believe that my music is being led by who created me. And who created me didn't create only me. He created also my ancestors. My ancestors are people, they were humans who left. So I also invite them to inspire me with something more positive. I don't invite the ancestors that do only the bad things. I don't want to see them near me. I only say, please, if you only work for the greatest good of me and all others, please inspire me. So my music is really around what's happening in me, in my life. And now my music has really, there's no more suffering. I don't talk about suffering because I believe what you speak, you become. What you sing, you become. So now I sing about what I want to see and what I want, positivity, healing.
Oh, great. All right. Now let's talk about your upcoming show that you are having here in Bulawayo. Can you take us through it?
Yes, my show basically is inspired by me coming home. I'm coming home to reintroduce myself as almost like a lost child that's coming back home and saying, I'm back home to my siblings, my brothers and sisters, I'm back home. Can you show me around? Can you help me to understand myself? Because things have changed. So I'm coming in humility. I'm humbling myself to say, I don't know much what's going on. Things have changed. Please show me the way, show me around. Teach me what's next, what's coming. Someone told me about you because I asked. I have to ask to know what's happening. Things have changed. When I left, there was Ingwe Studios, and I don't see it now. And there was, different journalists I was used to work with. They're not here anymore. So I'm coming in humility to ask so that I may see how I can re-ground myself and produce the work that I believe God has prepared me to show the world and show my people. And I bring more healing than when I left the country. All
right. So when is this show that you're having, and who are you collaborating with? Anything interesting to look forward to?
The show is happening this Friday.
All right.
October 6th at the Bulawayo Theatre, 6 p.m. And I'm collaborating with Umkati Theatre because Umkati is a group that I have worked with many years ago. You can find them on YouTube in my musical videos. They are dancing in there. And some members are people who were in other theater groups. In the 90s, we traveled together and suffered in the rural areas. I remember us eating some little bird for food, just sadza and a bird, so we have suffered in the art. So, and with that suffering we had, I want to see if I can also share what I have with them, if I can be able to help them from where they are. I know they travel around the world, but with what I have, if I can share my wisdom, hopefully God can also bless us together. It's not about me growing and becoming big. It's about me coming to the community to share and allow the community to also grow as I grow.
Okay, so you are back in Zimbabwe for good, or you'll be going back to the States?
I'm visiting
All right.
now, and I'll be going back and forth from now on.
All right.
I'll be traveling. I'll be coming home more.
Okay.
More often.
You spoke about Thomas Mafumo and your relationship. What kind of working relationship do you have with Thomas Mafumo?
I actually started working with him in 2004. We both discovered that we are in the same state. He's 2 hours away from me, and so he said he was looking for backing vocalists. There was no other female backing vocalist. I said, okay, I'm available. I'm a musician. So and then we had an agreement. If I can open for you before you start,
okay,
then I will work with you.
Great.
And then we agreed on doing that. So I opened for him before I start, even though some things didn't go. It didn't continue that way. We're not going to talk about that.
Yep. All right, so what would be your parting words to our viewers who are watching regarding your career, your life journey, and obviously the show that you are about to have in Bulawayo?
What I can say is, as a woman especially, women, girls out there, if you're in the art, the first most important thing to do is to respect yourself.
Yep.
Respecting yourself, valuing yourself, and self-respect will help you to get to where you want to be. Because what I see is women, once we get on stage, there's men following us. Oh my gosh, you are so amazing, come on with me. And then you come with them. Usually you don't go any further. But if you can say, I'm sorry, I was doing my work and I'm done with my work, and pick yourself to know that you're not here to just go around with men, but you are here to do what you're meant to be doing. Maybe God wants you to use your entertainment to change the world. So that's one thing I can say. And another thing is to say, for those who knew me before I left, I'm not changed. I'm not. Some people say, "Loveness, you've changed. What's wrong with you? You're not fun anymore," or something like that. Maybe I'm fun. You just don't understand the way of fun I'm having. I don't do gossips anymore. So I prefer to follow things that just make me laugh and other people laugh without gossiping.
Yep.
So if gossip was fun for you, it's not for me anymore. And so I'm very much about healing my country and healing my continent. I believe God had sent me to America to become what I am. I'm now a divine healing hand, soul healer, and I use the divine God's hand, which I've been given within me, to offer blessings to other people. I've seen people come out of comas. I've seen people come out of paralysis, and I'm not going to be wanting to be portrayed like what I've seen. People talk about the churches and then people act and all that. I don't do any of that. I do what I do from humility, and people and the world will speak. I don't have to speak to say, oh yeah, I do that. The people themselves will be speaking, and those who are observing especially, than to tell the person who's healed, say something. I don't do that. So I believe I was sent to receive what I have. And now also I'm a Dao song practitioner, which means it's creator song. When I connect from my heart and soul to God and say, God, use my heart and my soul to use this song as I sing it to the audience, and those who are not feeling well, make them feel well. That's the kind of music that I am, a musician that I am now. It's not just have fun, go home, done. People can come not feeling well, and I'm not saying they will get healed instantly. No, it's not like that. Things do happen. Miracles do happen, but I don't believe that it's an instant thing like that.
All right, so interesting conversation that I've just had with Loveness Wesa, who is an artist, who is a healer, and who believes that she has been sent to the world not only to entertain, but to also change lives through music that is healing, through music that is uplifting, and through art that brings families, countries, and continents together. I am Leslie Phiri. Do join me tomorrow, same time, same place, with Duduzile Matema from 6 a.m. Through to 9 a.m. on Kiona TV, the one, the only.
Attention all travel enthusiasts, industry experts and hospitality professionals. We have an exciting invitation for you. Mark your calendars and get ready to be a part of the Zimbabwe Tourism Authority Sanganai Hlanganani World Tourism Expo from the 12th to the 14th of October 2023 at the Zimbabwe International Exhibition Center in Bulawayo. Register as a buyer, exhibitor or media representative and unlock a world of benefits.